By the time Roxy reached the 6th month, Debbie decided she was finally ready for public appearances. At this point, Roxy was unrecognizable. Months of estrogen had done their job. Her body was soft and slender, her muscles completely gone, and her facial features delicate and feminine. Her once short hair had grown long and silky, dyed a beautiful shade of pastel pink. She had become so used to her heels, makeup, and styling routine that getting dolled up every day felt second nature. Debbie no longer confined her to the house. Now Roxy had a new routine, going out in public. Debbie instructed her to visit malls, high-end boutiques, and lingerie stores, buying new outfits and undergarments while fully embracing her new role. She was expected to try on different lingerie sets, admire herself in the mirror, and even ask for assistance from the shopkeepers, further deepening her humiliation. The good news? Almost no one recognized her as the former male businessman. Roxy could walk through the city shopping bags in hand without drawing suspicion. But once in a while, someone with sharp eyes would notice. A camera flash, a hushed whisper, a giggling couple snapping a picture. These rare moments sent chills down Roxy's spine, but there was nothing she could do. Public events soon became a regular thing. Debbie wasn't satisfied with just shopping trips. She started taking Roxy to nightclubs. Dressed in sensual, revealing outfits, Roxy was forced onto the dance floor under Debbie's watchful eye. The music pounded, the lights flashed, and all eyes were on her. The male gaze followed her every movement, some admiring, some amused, others outright predatory. Debbie made sure Roxy didn't just stand there. She had to dance, move her hips, and put on a show. Every night out, Roxy died a little more inside. But by now, resisting wasn't even an option. We're almost 9 months into Robert officially becoming Roxy, and even though she's gotten used to this new life, she's counting down the last 3 months before she can go back to being a man. She knows Debbie's going to make things miserable until then, so she's just trying to get through it quietly, without making things worse. At another embarrassing night out, Debbie introduced Roxy to Benjamin, the guy who'd been sending her all those flowers and gifts. Debbie told her to thank him and dance with him as a way to show appreciation. So, forcing a smile, Roxy joined Benjamin on the dance floor. She kept her eyes on the ground, too embarrassed to look up at the tall, intimidating man, barely able to make eye contact as they danced. Debbie left the two of them alone for a while, clearly trying to make Roxy uncomfortable, and it worked like a charm. Benjamin got a bit too cozy, while Roxy just powered through the awkwardness, trying to survive the moment. Thankfully, nothing serious happened. After a while, Benjamin took off, but not before leaving his number with Roxy. Roxy thought that was the end of it, but of course, it wasn't. At her usual slumber party, the girl started teasing her about Benjamin and pushed her to message him and ask for a real date. Roxy knew she couldn't really say no, so she gave in and did what they said, sending flirty texts with heart and devil emojis. The girls were having way too much fun with it. Then they made her pout and snap a sexy selfie in her black lingerie to send to him. Benjamin definitely took the bait. He called right away and started flirting. Roxy just cringed and gritted her teeth while the girls laughed uncontrollably in the background. The call ended with Benjamin officially setting their date for next weekend. Debbie figured it was a good idea for Roxy to hit the gym and get in shape for her upcoming date. So for the whole week, Roxy joined the girls for Zumba sessions, wearing whatever ridiculous outfit Debbie picked out, which always got a good laugh and left Roxy totally embarrassed. To make things worse, Debbie even made her walk past the men's gym and film their reactions. Some guys laughed, a few made jokes, and a couple actually whistled and flirted. Roxy couldn't decide what felt worse, the teasing or the fact that some of these guys were genuinely checking her out. It was finally time for Roxy's official first date. The girls spend the entire evening getting him ready. The red dress was the same dress Roxy gifted Debbie during their dating days. Debbie always thought it was revealing and sexist, and never wore it, making this the perfect occasion for Roxy to wear it for her first date. The girls left him outside on a cold night, as Roxy waited for Benjamin to pick her up. After waiting nervously for a while, Benjamin showed up on his bike, annoying Roxy as she struggled to sit on the bike in her high heels. Benjamin purposely hit the accelerator, leaving Roxy no choice but to cling onto his waist as they head over to a movie theater for their movie date. The theater was nearly empty, playing 50 Shades of Grey. Just a few couples were tucked away in the back, already making out. As expected, Benjamin started getting a little too touchy, leaning in closer. Roxy sat there, tense and uneasy, just trying to get through it. Then came the kiss on her cheek, soft, unexpected. She froze, eyes shut, overwhelmed and unsure how to feel. On the ride back, clinging to Benjamin's waist on the bike, her mind was spinning. Thoughts she couldn't quite pin down, and unfamiliar sensations she didn't know how to process ran through her the whole way home. As Benjamin pulled up and let Roxy out, Debbie was already standing there, phone in hand, totally ready for drama. Benjamin leaned in like he always did, but this time, bam, straight on the lips. No cheek kiss, full-on kiss. Roxy froze, eyes wide, heart hammering. Debbie, of course, caught every second, grinning like she won the lottery. Benjamin's hand slid around Roxy's waist, pulling her in closer, kissing her like he meant it. Her brain short-circuited. This wasn't some silly goodbye peck. This was her first real kiss with a guy, and it was on camera, and it was him. She didn't even move at first, just stood there melting into it, her body way too hot, her mind nowhere near catching up. As soon as he let go, Roxy bolted inside. Debbie shouted something like, "Congrats," but it barely registered. She slammed her bedroom door shut and stood there, burning up. It wasn't just the kiss, it was how much she liked it. And that pissed her off. She stripped out of her clothes, threw on a comfortable pair of white lingerie, trying to cool off. But then she realized, and wondered why she enjoyed that kiss so much. What was happening to her? Over the next few days, Roxy couldn't keep it together. That kiss had cracked something open in her, and now everything inside was heat and ache and craving. Benjamin didn't help. His messages came often, casual at first, playful, teasing, but every time her phone buzzed, her stomach flipped and she was genuinely excited. Even without Debbie nudging her to reply, Roxy found herself texting back, smiling like an idiot, fingers flying with every ping. Their chats stopped being flirty small talk and turned into real conversations about dreams, fears, random stories from their lives, and that somehow made it worse. It made her feel close to him, safe with him, even when her thoughts about him were anything but innocent. She started dressing up in flirty outfits just to take pictures for him. Nothing crazy, just a pouty smile under good lighting and some cute feminine poses. But he noticed, complimented her, called her cute, sexy, irresistible. She flushed, warm between her legs, and wanted more. He started sending pics back, selfies at the gym, sweaty and shirtless, towel slung low, or lying in bed with that look in his eyes like he was thinking exactly what she was. Roxy wasn't as nervous this time. It was their second date and she felt a little more confident. The girls still teased her like always and dressed her up in another revealing outfit. They also picked the location, a popular local gay resort they thought matched Roxy's new vibe. They dropped her off, and Roxy carefully walked into the restaurant, trying not to look too nervous while waiting for Benjamin. For the first time, she looked around and saw people like her, former men in drag, trans women, gay couples holding hands. No one stared, no one laughed, just acceptance. It felt safe. Benjamin arrived after a bit, looking really good in a cowboy hat, which turned Roxy on instantly. They talked for a while, joked, flirted, and even danced a little. Eventually, Roxy leaned in for a kiss, but he stopped and got serious. He told her the truth. Debbie had only set up these dates to embarrass her. But Debbie didn't know how things had changed. She didn't know about their private talks, the flirting, or that Benjamin was actually falling for her. He told Roxy he didn't see it as a joke anymore. He really liked her, and he didn't want to hurt her. Roxy was shocked, but his honesty only made her want him more. They kissed again, and Benjamin led her to a motel room decorated with pride flags and LGBT themes. He looked at her, a little out of breath, and asked softly, "Are you ready?" Roxy didn't say anything. She just gave a slow, sure nod. Her heart was racing, but there was no fear in her this time, only want. She stepped closer, put her hands on his chest, and gave him a firm push back onto the bed. He let out a surprised laugh as he hit the mattress, and she climbed on top of him, straddling his hips. And then, finally happened. Benjamin laid Roxy on the bed and whispered soft, romantic words in her ears, making her comfortable and at ease. Roxy finally lost her virginity for the first time. They were both covered in sweat and still catching their breath. Roxy closed her eyes, head on his chest, and smiled. If you are interested in seeing more of Roxy's journey and how it ends, you can check out my Patreon page for more. I upload high-definition comics, videos, and captions exclusively on Patreon.